Hey guys, I posted a video the other day about, well, it wasn't the other day, it was yesterday. I posted that video about the Ford with 300,000. I was really tempted to not even post it, but I thought it wouldn't be fair for those guys. You know, they like to get updates on that Ford. The reason I wanted to delete it, because I realized it has 300,000, but it has no information as far as maintenance and upkeep. So this video is just going to be, I'll be talking the whole time. And for those guys curious about what all went in that truck, I know some of you guys could hear this engine. Hang on. Let me show you. This is a GT350. When I take the exit, I'll give you a quick little walk around. It's the Heritage Edition. But nevertheless, this video is about that 2007 Ford F350 with 300K. So now I'm not in front of my computer to go through every single little maintenance detail, because it's all logged. We use the software, it logs everything. But from top to bottom, I'll start with the powertrain, then we'll go, to other areas. So the engine didn't have any work done to it whatsoever. No injectors, no pump. Early in its life, my brother-in-law installed a fail-safe for the pump. I don't exactly recall what the kit is called, but so when the pump fails, there's a kit that pushes everything to the dump, and what I mean to the dump, to the return line. So I'm not 100% sure how that works, but that vehicle does have a kit, because we were a little sketched out by that CP4, and rightfully so. There's a lot of guys out there struggling with those CP4s, but we got lucky, never had an issue with it. But we took some, precautionary measures to, if it does fail, so it doesn't take out the injector, so that shavings and all that crap doesn't get jammed into the injectors. That's as much work as that truck has seen. Oh, and a CCV, but that's part of the maintenance issue. That thing's a pain. The CCV filter on that thing is a pain to replace. Other than that truck got nothing else. Now, common things like water pumps, radiators. The first water pump on it did fine, but the second one lived short. Don't quote me on this exact mileage, but the first one, I believe we got 200,000 out of it, and then the second one had to be replaced at 260. If my memory serves me right, I want to say the second one lived for about 70,000 miles. It had new coolant and everything, but it just went to crap. It was a Ford part, so we stocked up on the water pump on that guy. At 300,000, excuse me guys, I gotta get me a drink real quick. About 290, not quite 300. Same shot. The alternator got swapped out, and a starter. So the issues that we were having with the alternator, it kept throwing a battery light and then disappearing, and then it'll throw a battery light and then disappear. It happened total of 3 times. It was very short. The battery light would come on and then disappear. So the driver mentioned it once, he mentioned it twice. Batteries, everything are staying charged and all that. So the third time, on his way home, I think he was in Idaho Falls to Spokane. I mean, that's give or take 400 or 500 miles, just ballpark it. And it just stayed on. And I told him, listen man, just keep driving. There's some finicky. I would hate for you to get stuck. It was a Friday morning that he called. I'd hate for you to be stuck out there on the weekend. So just watch your electronics. You're seeing lights dim out or something like that, pull over, park it, I'll come pick you up. So I would have went out there and trailered that truck home. The experience that I've been having with shops lately is just beyond me. I don't know what these guys are doing and why they're doing what they're doing, but we're talking like crazy, immense amount of time, shop time, just trucks sitting around. And only logical explanation I could have is the guys are short staffed. But it's weird, and I hate saying it this way, but you throw them a little bit of extra cash in the deal, and all of a sudden there's room and there's time, and it's weird. And I'm not applying that to every shop, but I've been having some crappy experience with guys, shop guys. not my shop guys, but other states. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. I could make an hour-long video of how many retarded situations I've had when my truck has to go into a shop to get something addressed and things went to crap. Anyways, I'll do that in another video. Maybe not. I gotta stay positive nowadays. Too much negativity around us. Back to that Ford. The rear end got restored, rebuilt, whatever you want to call it. Rebuilt would be probably proper, at 200,000. That was completely self-inflicted. The driver didn't notice a seal on the rear axle, and it sort of just ran out of oil and grenaded. So the rear end was done at 200. I feel like there should have been a lot more life out of the rear end, but I'll dismiss that one as self-inflicted. Now, next one is the transmission. The transmission had a solenoid issue at right about that 200 mark. A little bit into the 200. I'm not quite sure how extensive it was because my shop did not work on that transmission. Family friend did and fixed it. It was fairly inexpensive, so it must have been an easy fix. My brother-in-law took care of that too. So, oh shoot, I told you guys I'd show you the vehicle. Here, let me do that for you. So that's as far as quote-unquote major stuff goes. Now, when the rear end was done, I want to say the tail end U-joint was replaced. Other than that, I don't recall doing any other driveline service. So, I'm really surprised. My experience with Ford and the experience I had with this one, a lot of things didn't add up, and what I mean didn't add up, didn't come to truth, or didn't come to life. I was expecting more headache out of that Ford, or my brother-in-law being a die-hard Ford guy. Hang tight. Let me take a picture for you guys real quick. On the side of the road here, there's not a lot of room, and for some reason this is a pretty dead on-ramp, and when I want to do a little video, people start dumping. But there you are. There's the vehicle. I'm gonna get back at her. Let me show you the ass end of her. I'll be darned. So much for a dead on-ramp. So yeah, we just spoke about the majors of that, or the F350. That hang tight. All right. All right. Gave her all she would allow. Alrighty. Promise for driving safely, maintaining traffic speed. Alright, let's just get positioned again. Alright, so that Ford, what I was trying to imply is I was keeping my fingers crossed for 200,000, and we got 300 out of her fairly easily. So what I can tell you out of this, as long as you keep the maintenance schedule that we had, I think anyone could get 300,000 out of it, as long as they're not keeping that skinny pedal to the floor all the time. Add in a little bit of diesel treatment, just help it out a little. Some good stuff. I always run Schaefer's Carbon 2000. That's the cleaner I run. I get asked that question quite a bit. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I mean, I've had some miracles. I had a 7.3 that the injectors were just dying out. I want to say they're carboned or something was going on with them, because those things are activated by oil. What I was thinking is there's a lot of buildup on the inside of the injector, so the hydraulic part of that injector wasn't working right. But I triple dosed it on that injector cleaner, the Carbon 2000, and gave it hell. Not like off the red line, but gave it hell. Shifted at 2.5, at a heavy throttle, not just wrapping it out 2.5 at quarter throttle, but you know, my foot was down his throat pretty good. You know, giving it that 3/4 up to 2.5 shift, 3/4 throttle up, you know, 3/4 position of the throttle, and then shift. That heavy volume and a lot of fuel being burnt in 50-60 miles. It was a miracle what that truck did, or what that cleaner did for the truck. So I'm a solid believer of that. Not only that, if you got a good ear to mechanics, you can hear the way the engine runs. It definitely affects that as well. So I can't say enough good things about Carbon 2000. I've heard good things about some kind of company called Hot Shot and all this. I've seen a lot of good reviews about them. I never tried them because I didn't have the need for it, because of what Schaefer's done for us. So I'll just leave it at that. But that question gets asked so many times. What do you run? What do you run? Schaefer's Carbon 2000. Now, I mean, we're talking about maintenance items here. So now, as far as, you know, oils, Schaefer's all across. The only Mopar oil we've used on that truck, if my memory serves me right, was the transmission and transfer case. I don't know why I always keep those original, just like on my Rams. I go with the dealer stuff, and same thing with the Ford. We did it, you know, Ford Motorcraft transmission fluid and transfer case. Rear ends, front ends, they all got Schaefer's. So yeah, I'll go down the schedule real quick and then I'll wrap up this video. So rear end and the transmission, our last schedule was 50,000 miles on both, the tranny and the rear end. Now the front axle and the transfer case, they got 100,000 intervals. The engine, like on my Cummins, I push 15, 20. On the Ford, we try to do more on the 15 side. Just more, you know, more pistons, a little bit more of everything. So I anticipated more wear on that oil. So that's what we did. We sort of hung out on that 15 mark, where like if a Ram would come in at 10,000 miles, we would turn it around, and if a Ford came in at 10,000 miles, we'll do an oil change. But you know, we try to stick around that 15. So yeah, as far as intake filter, that thing had an SMB air intake filter. Did a really good number on that truck. I don't know how and where. You know, it's just one of those trucks, you're like, okay, that's gonna help, and then it's like, dang, that really helped. Then other trucks, you put an intake, you're like, oh, it just sounds good. Don't see any power or fuel efficiency. The one that really struck me with the Powerstroke 6.7, when we put that intake, is the efficiency, the fuel efficiency really went up. And this time and age, with all these prices, yeah, that'd definitely be a good pointer to good direction to go. But yeah, tires, just ran the same schedule as the rest of my Rams. If you're new to the channel, we run, I think we downsized. Yeah, we're down to about 20 Rams right now. We had 25, 26 about a month and a half ago. Well, that's not very accurate. Probably maybe 2.5 months ago. We were at a total of 26, and then went down to 20 right now. If you're curious what we're all doing, we're not shutting down. Just getting rid of older equipment. You know, if the opportunity arises and the truck's empty, we'll just try to get rid of it. The goal right now is 450. Slowly get rid of all the vehicles above 450, and then maintain the fleet to stay under 450. Just too much to maintain. It's always little things you got to watch out for. You know, a hose rubbed through or a wire rubbed through. Given my situation right now, I think that would be the most efficient way to go. No, I am not against running them up to 1 million, like I was set on that journey. But just don't have the manpower to keep a close eye on these trucks. That's just the bottom line truth, and it's the harsh truth. You know, short-handed. So a newer truck, lower mileage truck, you just turn and burn. You know, basic stuff. The older one, you know, you got to keep a close eye on all your clamps, all your zip ties for wiring, zip ties for plastics. You know, I mean, we're talking like just little details. Like the other day, an AC line rubbed through because the zip tie the factory zip tie was cut. Someone was trying to work, I think, on the intercooler right there on the corner. By the way, I should do a couple videos of those. Y'all gotta be careful on that Ram. It will this is on the Fortune. It will erupt there. It's in that corner where you bring your oil filter in and out, the engine oil filter. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I gotta wrap this up. I literally just went for a little loop to just offer you this update, you know, because I feel like I have to on that video. If I were to cancel that video or delete that video, I don't have my hands on that truck. That truck's no longer in my possession, and I don't want to go out there and bother someone. Hey, can I do a video of your truck? You know, all my videos are my trucks, more or less. Right there in the video, I'd tell you, hey, this is the situation. This is how I ended up with the truck, and that's pretty much me borrowing a truck from Dishman. You know, me just taking a truck for a day because they're working on one of my trucks and I didn't have anyone to pick me up from their yard, so I just grabbed one of their trucks. This is not a typical service, but I just go out there and post videos for their trucks and sort of give it a bit of a advertisement for their company, you know, so it's out there on the interweb. Anyways, guys, as always, may the Lord bless you. May y'all have a mighty fun day. Hope I didn't bore anyone, just offering the best info as I can, just so y'all know what went into these 300,000 and keep it on the road. To our surprise, like I said, we're keeping fingers for 200,000. Me and my brother-in-law, we got 300. Things got a little tough in the truck and we pulled it out because that was always the end goal with that truck. That's what that truck was bought for, running in the fleet, and then he was going to pull it out for himself to use it because he loves that truck. Anyways, as always, may the Lord bless you. May y'all have a mighty fine day. Ciao.